Mic check, mic check. What is going on, everybody? Yeah, we are going to be having a stream about migration today. This has probably been one of the most frequently asked questions outside of outside of his, if Papa's actually F2P and all that kind of stuff with that YouTube show, which absolutely blew up, by the way. Shout out to everyone that watched that. But ever since we learned about 960 leadership, kind of the old leadership stepping down, we had a full day of like craziness where we didn't know if it was pretty much the writing was on the wall for 960, and everyone's like, all right, yeah, this is over. And all of a sudden Cortex steps up. It's been a couple crazy it's been like a crazy week for sure. So after that craziness, we finally made a decision, and that's what the stream's going to be today. But let me say hi to chat real quick. Spring, got Bray, got Kumar, Bartek, James, Elias, Pifsy, Ralph, Lag. Yeah, so this is just going to be a decision that, you know, I've been thinking about for a while. And I think everyone that's been a part of this process of being in 960 has been through. But I guess we could go through a little bit of a recap of the past couple of days. Just in case you guys are kind of new to the channel and haven't been paying attention. So after the KVK ended against 1093, you know, that really fun KVK, that kind of crazy KVK, where I honestly felt like we were going to lose after day 2, day 3. There was an announcement 2 days before Kingsland closed by C. Will. We have a whole stream about that. We have a whole video about that. So I'm not going to read the announcement again. But essentially, it was that the old leadership in 960 is going to be retiring, is going to be disbanding. Which kind of means that 960 as a whole is disbanding as well.
Good luck with whatever you do, bro.
Thank you. Thank you for the 2 pounds, Nips. Appreciate that. Again, shout out to 2293 as well. You guys killed it this KVK. But yeah, so that was the craziness there was a craziness that ensued where it's like, okay, C Will's retiring, all the leadership's retiring, there's gonna be no leadership structure in 960. Like, what is the plan now? Because there's no one to lead 960 anymore. And it was crazy because after that announcement came out, I feel like everyone in 960 got a ton of PMs. Like, there were just messages coming out of nowhere, like that, hundreds of PMs a day. I also got a couple PMs on Discord. And because I thought that 960 was going to collapse, I'm like, I really got to start planning for the future. I really got to start planning for, you know, what we're going to be doing for the account, what we're going to be doing for the channel in terms of content. So a couple Imperium Kingdoms actually reached out to me, and I was actually planning on going to a big Imperium Kingdom, you know, like one of the top kingdoms. If you think of a kingdom that's one of the top kingdoms, I'm sure like we've had a conversation or two with some form of representative from that kingdom. Again, shout out to everyone that messaged, by the way. Like, it was pretty crazy. I didn't know that many people were interested in, you know, a 3 billion KP per KVK player going to their kingdom. I guess, yeah, I don't know. I kind of sold myself short a little bit. I'm like, oh, there's gonna be a couple kingdoms that reach out, but it was actually kind of crazy that many kingdoms reached out. But it actually got to the point where I started doing interviews with a couple kingdoms I was really interested in. I literally had I had a couple interviews with kingdoms, you know, talking about what the vibe is. I had a whole list of questions, such as, you know, what streaming would be like there. Would they be open to content? Like, I was really invested in going to these kingdoms. And then out of nowhere, a day after C Will announced that 960 was disbanding, there's a ping by Mammer, and we also have a video about this with Cortex on stream about Cortex taking King. And that was honestly like the biggest shock I think in 2025 for me, outside of the Luka Doncic trade. Oh my goodness. And Cortex stepped up to take King. That kind of like threw a whole wrench into the plan, because I'm like, all right, I'm already in talks with these really great kingdoms. And what used to be a linear choice of like leaving led us to, okay, now we have to make a decision. Do we leave or do we stay? And that leads us to this moment here. So the decision to leave or stay. So I was weighing the pros and cons, right? If I leave, it'd be good content. I could stay in the big Imperium, be in those top seed KVKs that we've been in for the past 3 KVKs in 1960, where we fought against 2489 and 1846. Where he fought against 1365, 2377, 1606, and then last KVK against 1093. We could stay in that bracket, have the streams, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then one thing of like that was leading me towards leaving was I already started the process with interviews. You know what I mean? Like, I already expressed interest. I was already like 1 foot out the door, and I didn't want to, I don't know, I didn't want to kind of waste people's time with these interviews, because like it was like an hour and a half interview with these different kingdoms, you know what I mean? But ultimately, the choice that I have made is that I will be staying in 1960. So I'm going to be staying in 1960 with the boys, with King Cortex and whatever Chiskel R4 was going around on Facebook. I'm gonna be staying in 1960, man. And I mean, it's gonna be a different challenge for sure. It's gonna be a different challenge for sure. But I think it's gonna be like it was really appealing to stay in the kingdom, I think. So the reasons I have for staying in 1960 is I still have good friends in the kingdom. Bro, my boy Cortex is king, you know what I mean? Like, we've literally been streaming together the past 2 KVKs. Even before that, he's been a friend on the channel. We've been in 2268 together. I'm not saying we go way back, but within the past year, he's definitely one of my closest friends in Rock. You know, I feel like that's one of the main reasons why I want to stay, is because one of my boys is king. And the thing about being king of 960 is that it takes a lot of bravery to even step up. You know what I mean? There's gonna be so much slander, there's gonna be so much backlash, there's gonna be so much expectations, exterior expectations, that, you know, I'm like, if I were him, I would want him to stay. And I'm like, you know what, like I'm here for the boy. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna be with some friends, and then there's gonna be a lot of players that leave, but there's also gonna be a lot of good players that stay that I know. And I think the smaller group in GT is kind of appealing to me, because I get to know the people more, I get to play with the people more. The past couple of KVKs, I'd go in VC, I wouldn't know like 90% of the call. I'm gonna make it my mission to really get to know the members in GT that are here, and kind of get that old feeling of like, hey, these are my boys, these are not just my kingdom mates, these are my boys, and we're gonna be playing KVKs together. Also, you guys might know I'm loyal to a fault. I was in 2268. Oh, let's look at that kingdom, by the way. Oh my goodness. I was in 2268 until, like, even after everyone left. I played like a CC'd KVK in 2268. You can see, like, I'll have a lot of accounts there still. I played a CC'd KVK F2P because everyone left, and then the migration for 960 wasn't open yet. I'm loyal to a fault for sure. And, you know, I stayed in 2268 until it died. I'm probably gonna stay in 960 until it dies. And I don't know, like for me, like I didn't want to leave 960 in a time of need. I wanted to give back to the kingdom and the people and the community that have been a part of it for the past 3 KVKs. You know, they've taken care of me. I've made a ton of content on 960. I felt like if I left now, even though like it was a perfect time to leave with the new chapter, new expectations, and this is not me dissing anyone that migrated out, because the kingdom right now is not the kingdom that they signed up for. It's not the kingdom that they migrated in for. But for me, the way that I look at it is like, okay, we had the fun for the 3 KVKs. We made a ton of content, and now like 960 kind of needs people to step up, needs people to stay, needs people to say, look, I'm down to be a foundational piece of this new step. And you know what? There were those people that were that in the previous iteration of 960, and they probably had to make the exact same choice after they lost against 1093. So I'm like, you know what? Let's pay it forward. Let's stay with the people that are staying and try to build something new. And then the third and final reason is it's a new challenge. I think the old 960, the thing that was tough about playing in old 960 was that there was not only external expectations, but there were these internal expectations of like, we have to be the best kingdom. We have to be performing the best. We have like, everything is all about being the best in the game. We had a town hall yesterday. I'm not going to spoil much, but I think the most appealing thing is that we're just going to be playing for fun. The new 960 isn't aiming to be the top kingdom in the game anymore. As Seawill was talking about, they've been that for the longest time. And now it's all about the enjoyment of the game. It's all about the love of the game. So that's what we're going to be doing. It doesn't mean that we're going to be like farmers or anything. It just means that with the players that we have, we're going to be trying to, you know, continue to be that GT standard, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be the top kingdom in the game. So there's no internal expectations really of that. It's more so just being boys, having fun, just playing Rise of Kingdoms with friends. And for me, that also means like making a lot of content. So, all right, let's look at questions. Let's look at questions. Imagine if GT got stronger. I mean, I think GT is definitely peaked. Of course, like in the short-term future, I don't know how many players we're gonna have. It's pretty crazy that even with all the migration out, we're still Golden Imperium. I don't know if and how we're gonna drop that. Hey Talos, how have I been? I've been all right. I'm not gonna say who's staying and who's leaving, because that's gonna be, you know, up to the players. That's gonna be up to the players to kind of reveal for themselves. I'm sure we'll see the roster kind of shape out. But I know a couple players that are a couple big players that are staying, a couple friends that are staying as well. 960 will never drop. Hey, appreciate that, Talos. Genie will migrate. I'm sure there's... I mean, Genie has like a couple accounts in here, right? He has 2. So, if he migrates, that's no big deal. But I guess you could see that right now we currently have... What is this? 124 players? It's probably going to drop even more so as more kingdoms open up. But hey, man, that's okay. That's okay. Legion R4. Hey, what do you mean? He was a good war lead last KVK for a little bit there. And the thing that's also a point is, you know, it's not going to be the same 960. It's not aiming to be the top kingdom in the game, as I was talking about. just having, it's just aiming to have the same quality of members and quality of fights. Not really quality of fights, but quality fighting. There's gonna be more opportunities to find matches. I don't know if you guys remember at before last KVK. That was a big concern about some players in 960 after 1093. Is that after 2377, we had like 2 to 3 no match founds during the off season, and then we got bailed out by 1093. If we didn't have the 1093 KVK, I think we were gonna lose regardless. And 960 was gonna disband regardless because we couldn't even play the game anymore. We could still take the hard KVKs with campmates in the future if needed, and you know, we could potentially build up to becoming a great Imperium, but that's not in the cards for anytime soon. And then if anything, like if it doesn't work out with the new leadership, we could just migrate out a couple months later. So it is what it is. Seawill is gonna go to a lower seed. That's for sure. He's having a second child come through. He still loves the game, so he's not gonna quit, but he's just gonna go to a lower seed. Did the banner change? Did it? How much KP are we at? We're at 4.2 trillion kills still, which is kind of crazy. Yeah. Are we still number 1 in kills? I'd be pretty surprised. But yeah, I just wanted to have a quick stream just to talk about it. If you guys have any questions, we'll definitely be making this into a video. What is 1606 kills? I know 1606 got a lot of good players, that's for sure. I think a lot of the players that left went to 1606. A lot of them went to 2377. I'm sure a couple of them went to 2489. But yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some people that are still waiting for the migrations to open up. So we'll probably do a whole kingdom review once we get deeper into the off season, closer to when we queue up for KVK. So with all the changes, chat, who do you think is the best kingdom in the game now? I think 1606 is probably up there, right? They have Addy, man. They have Fluffy. They have GG. Shout out to GG. 1093. I mean, yeah, 1093. 100%. So, you guys think it's 1093 first, 2377 second? Oh, pieces here as well. Are these the new migrants? No, these are R4s probably. No, are they new migrants? Oh, Mason migrated over here too. Lupez. So yeah, they got like... Oh, Foggy migrated over there? They got like 8 GT players actually. Let's see, 2377. I think it's funny that the kingdoms we're talking about are all kingdoms that we versed within the last couple of KVKs. Like, we versed 2377, 1606 last KVK. Is 2377 still a 1 alliance kingdom, or are they 1.5? Is this... Wait, 22.4 bill? What the... Oh, yeah, this is their main alliance now. They're not in... I guess they're like building up credits in AO 77. Bad Queen was on the podcast. Wildline still at 2 bill KP. Oh my goodness. Wait, aren't these like isn't Mr. Hope and Wildline accounts gonna be super crazy for the new event coming up? I forgot what it was called. Like the smaller KVK event, because they just have unlimited troops. S class. And we have Mr. Hope at another 2 bill over here. Holy crap. Chiskel. Chiskel's at 35.8 billion KP now. That's pretty impressive. Another GT player at 60 billion KP. That's a lot of KP actually. Hey man, 2377. Yeah, they're definitely still up there in terms of strength for sure. By the way, the shark the shark in my opinion, like unironically, is kind of a goated profile picture. Low-key. Supreme Strife, yeah, Supreme Strife. Goldfish Kim, yeah, Goldfish Kim would like drop 70 gold chests in a day before KVK starts out of nowhere, so definitely good migrants there. What other kingdoms? Sky Irwin. Yeah, I've definitely missed some players. Yo, I'm actually like, when I scroll through the list, I'm so blind, so. All right, what other kingdom should we look at? I guess that's it. That's it, really. Those are the 2 big ones that had their migrations open earlier. Show us the KP rankings. There you go. Got Black Mamba, Aang, Ahmad Aziz, Al Haytham, Aang, again, D-Ace, Genie. Continue scrolling through. I'm at 79th. I've glowed up, guys. I was at like 100, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm selling myself short. Where did Coco go? I actually don't know. That's a good question. And I'm sure there's gonna be like a couple players that are still migrating out, but I mean, we'll do with what we have here. You know what I mean? We are down here, 79th place. I hope the big whale stopped leaving. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll do a roster thing before the next KVK, because there's gonna be a lot of changes still. As a recap, in case you guys are newer to the stream, after a huge deliberation, after thinking about the different kingdoms that reached out and having interviews with a lot of the top kingdoms, for myself personally, I'm gonna be staying. Just because I think it's kind of a win-win, where I still have a lot of good friends. It's gonna be fun to play KVKs with them, and then if we lose, I'm gonna have a bunch of viewers because people are gonna be hate watching on my stream. So it's like win-win. You know what I mean? That's the way I'm gonna look at it. It's like, all right, people are gonna hate watch 960 from my streams if we lose. It's gonna be good content, bro. It's gonna be good content. And also I feel like it's like, if we go the selfless route, you know, I'm loyal to a fault. I stayed in 2260 until it died. I didn't want to leave 960 in its time of need. giving back to the kingdom and the people that's taken care of me for the past 3 KVKs. The selfish route is that we're going to be farming content win or lose, so... The 960 lover is going to be here if we win, and the 960 hater is going to be here if we lose, so it's going to be a fun time. Yo, George, what's up, bro? Did many players go to 1093? I'm sure there's a couple that went. 1093 was actually a very tempting kingdom to go to, just because we were in the same map as well. They're the top kingdom in the game, probably, right, Trap? So yeah, I mean, they used up their 3 migration tickets, the cross season migration, and I'm sure they're gonna get more in there later. Let's see. And then if this is a mistake, I guess the biggest thing is we could just migrate out after. If I'm still playing, we could just migrate out after. It's like, all right, well, we tried it with King Cortex with the homies, didn't work out. We could just migrate out to a different kingdom later. Always welcome in 2728. Let's see what 2728 is about. Because I've been seeing this kingdom out and about in my PMs. Where am I going? I'm going to be staying in 960. I'm going to be staying in 960. How many KVKs do you think we give it, chat? How many KVKs until like, oh, okay, it's cooked? What do you think? 13.5 bill, low-key, actually really strong. Three, two. Oh, this is where Black Mama's going? I think 3. 3 is a good amount to know. 10 or at least 20. If you shift your focus and everyone buys into the division, it'll be fine. Yeah, we had a town hall yesterday, and the people that spoke out in the town hall, it was like pretty this is pretty positive like vibe. So, and then if anything, this whole debacle of like, all right, leadership's retiring. If there's anything that's good about it, it'll probably bring a lot more parity into Rock. Like, if we think about the kingdoms that got stronger, 1606 got a hell of a lot stronger. 2377 got stronger. I'm sure 1093 and 2049 will get stronger. And then 1960, where we definitely got weaker, but I mean, spreading out the players to more of these Imperium kingdoms is making it so that, you know, hopefully 1093 will be able to get matches against the likes of 1606 and 2377, and it'll be like a lot more of an even playing field. Now you guys got like, what, 5, 6 GT players? Now, y'all are pretty strong, bro. Will is migrating to a lower seed so that he could focus on real life. He got a second baby coming, so he's going to be focusing on that, but I'm sure he'll be around in the GT Discord still. Will anyone go to A seasons? There's a lot of people that are going to like newer kingdoms, lower seed kingdoms, all that stuff. So, but yeah, we're gonna be chilling here at 960. So, once a GT player, always a GT player. That's what it feels like. We got a lot of players. Like, we have like a whole. They revamped the Discord. They have an OG 960 chat, which I'm gonna guess is like all the players that were here before the And like that's where all the players that were here before the whole leadership change are going to be chilling and chatting, and then we have the current 960 chat. So did I leave alone? No, she had a group. I think there's a group of like 8, right? What's D-Ace doing? I'm not too sure. I don't want to announce anything for players. I'm not gonna leak it. Maybe D-Ace will say himself. Any new migrants coming into 960? There are a couple from what I've heard. A lot of them are coming in to fill in for leadership. There's also been a lot of players that have been stepping up in 960. The way that like I understand it is that there's a lot of players in 960 that have leadership experience. They just don't have the time, I get, to fully take on the role. So there's gonna be a lot of advisory people that advise like the main, I guess, actors of the leadership role to, you know, like their 2 cents and all that kind of stuff, which sounds like a pretty good idea. As long as there's not too many people cooking in the kitchen. Yeah, only farm. That's my point as well. Yeah, maybe she's just avoiding the off season. Is 1606 going to KVK right away? I don't know. I don't know what 1606's plan is, but I know for a fact from what was said, we're gonna be doing a couple skips in 960 just to get the new leadership at, like, you know, all settled and acclimated into their roles and, you know, the migration and all that kind of stuff. But bring me to 60, my 3 billion KP will carry. Yeah, from what I understand, it's like-minded fighters and people that are willing to go into leadership roles that are going into 960. So, we'll see. 960 build team, only farmer. I mean, build team is, you know, something that every kingdom could use, honestly. After all the people migrate out, will 960... I don't think we know yet because... not everyone's made their choice yet. Not everyone has decided where they're going. Who's confirmed in leadership? There's gonna be an alliance board that's posted. Everyone's still getting to the roles, so like everything about this is still fresh. They're still, you know, reorganizing and gathering and all that kind of stuff. What's the actual focus going forward in 960? We do have a podcast coming up with Redline, the Zero podcast. It's gonna be this Sunday at 16:30 UTC. We're gonna be having Cortex on there. We're gonna be having old 960 leadership on there. So that should be a banger. That should be a banger. The long-awaited podcast.
Stonks.
If 960 were to drop to an A seed, do you think anyone would want to like? Do you think people would fight us? I hope so. So yeah, that's gonna be a question for sure. I think I have the questions listed actually. Let me see. We can also think about questions too. Like, let's think about some questions you would want to ask 960 old leadership and 960 current leadership in Cortex. Like, what questions would you want? Yeah, future of 960. What are the plans? What seed? What type of KVK? All that stuff. You guys will always have the 960 tag on you. The harder fights are guaranteed, even in D-Seed. there's like a kind of double-edged sword where people might be super motivated to like, oh, beat the new look 960, but at the same time people might be like, oh, it's 960, we don't want to fight them. So I guess it really depends on the opponents. Ask Redline if he wants to come back. that would be a funny question. I can't say if Genie or Al Haytham's gonna stay because I think they should say it for themselves, and I'm not gonna leak anything, leak their decisions. But this one's good. This stream's purely me saying, putting it out there to the void that I'm gonna be staying, and if that helps people stay as well, then that'd be nice. I'm gonna be staying in 960. That's what the stream's all about. How many players will remain? I don't know the exact number, but if I had to guess, we'd probably be like a solid at least 80 players, 90 maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see once everyone migrates out. We're already down to 124 players, so. Redline migrated last offseason, and he migrated to 1029 with you know, Lambo, Forza was there, but he retired. Appo's there. We could be back at 155. I'm sure we could be back at 155, but I don't think that's the goal. I think the goal is to build a community, get the right players in. So, I mean, if you're interested in 960, just spam Cortex, right? Spam Cortex, and I'm sure one day he'll get back to you. Is Fish playing again? I didn't know Fish was playing again. Yeah, Kate Run, you think so? Maybe. That might be the case. Which kingdom am I planning on migrating to? Yeah, earlier on the stream I said that I'm going to be staying in 960 for the next couple of KVKs at least. Just chill with the boys. See where it goes. Try to be try to help out, all that stuff. And then if it falls apart, that's gonna be content as well. Did you see the amount of content? I've been milking this 960 stuff, by the way. I've been streaming like every other day. Remember when you guys were saying I was a part-time streamer? Now we got like, I posted 2 videos yesterday, chat. 2. So if like more stuff like this happens, then it's gonna be, we're gonna be making video content about it for sure. Oh yeah, Goldfish Kim migrated, yeah. Does Addie still have an account in 960? I don't know. Does she? I mean, she has this one. So. Yeah, we'll have the coverage of 960 for sure. Bring back Governor. That's gonna be an interesting component to it as well. Is like the new leadership. Like Cortex literally migrated in 2 KVKs ago. He migrated in during the 2377 KVK. I'm gonna be curious if like the Leopards and like the Lanos and like the Kennys and like if they're gonna still like hop and call and and do stuff. Yeah, Addie's in 1606. Oh, so many people jump ship? I don't know. I think a lot of people jumped ship when we learned like this was also something for me as well, is that there was a whole 24 hours when C-Will stepped down and Cortex stepped up, where it was pretty much in the like it was pretty much like confirmed that GT was disbanding, which is why I made a whole video about it. And then all of a sudden Cortex stepped up and everyone's kind of rallying behind him. The people that are staying are rallying behind him. But there are players that are already committed to Kingdoms within that 24 hours. Like, I'm lucky I didn't say, yeah, I'm gonna go there. I didn't go, I'm gonna go here, because I had interviews. Like, I didn't make any promises, but I'm sure there are people that made promises that already planned to go there, that already migrated their farms or whatnot, so. And then there's also players that just didn't opt into a rebuilding project, which is essentially what this is. Or opt into a low Imperium, high A seed. So. Is it new 960 war lead? I don't think so, man. I don't think so, but we'll see. I'm not gonna be the war lead, that's for sure. But I'll try to help out where I can, here and there. Did Moles cancel his retirement? Nah, Mole said he's still retiring, but he said that he's not gonna completely leave the game. He's gonna be here and there, so I don't know. Ihara war lead? Ihara war lead makes a lot of sense. They're saying Cortex is for his rodeo? Yeah, it's not. It's not. I think the interesting thing is, like, I mean, people are gonna bring up like old leadership of and you know, old projects of Cortex or old kingdoms and talk about those, but I think one thing that's interesting about this is that Cortex has the backing of old 960 leadership. He has the backing of the players that are staying. So it won't just be Cortex. And I think one of the things that was emphasized in that the meeting that we had yesterday for the town hall was that it's going to be a joint effort of everyone that's here. So flag builder, bruh. I remember I had to build flags on stream for 2268. It was not a good idea. Was not a good idea. Clash of Clans stream. Never played Clash. Oh man. I'll be the propaganda machine of 960, I guess. Actually, no, that's a lot of pressure. Streamer Kings are a tough life. Yeah, that's for sure. I don't know what Cortex's plan is going to be with streaming and leading. But we'll see. 960 no longer competes for Osiris League. No, they're still competing for Grand Prix. The thing is, we still have... We will still have 30 players, 45 players to compete in Osiris League, so... I don't think that's going to change. I think that's still going to be something that 960 competes in at the top level. I think that this new Supreme Strife is going to be something that 960 takes seriously as well. So there's going to be... I think the events 960 will still be competitive in, for sure. Try Call of Dragons? I did play Call of Dragons for a bit. The thing that's tough about Call of Dragons for me is that I don't feel like I could play two games at the same time. Playing Call of Dragons plus playing Rise of Kingdoms is it's very hard to keep up. Now I'm gonna be staying in 960. That's the whole stream. I'm gonna be staying in 960 for a recap. Yeah, I'm gonna be staying in 960 for sure. We need Ploto the Builder. No materials cooking? Do I not have any? Oh, I don't. Good point. Alright. Let me do my due diligence here. Help the kingdom out. Let's see if there's any forts. Do you guys do the level 7s in Kingsland? I don't see anyone else rallying a level 7. I don't know what the big difference in rewards are between level 7 and the other levels, so I only see level 7s low-key. Oh, there's level 10. Boom. What commanders do people use to rally forts? Oh wait, it's Hua with Heraclius? It's actually Hua Heraclius? I didn't know that. Hua with Minamoto. What happened to Minamoto with double C? Is that not a thing anymore? Anyways. Oh, that's from like last KVK. That's funny. Is SVIP worth it for low spenders? I don't think you should dump all your gems into SVIP as a low spender. But I mean, the formation choice chest every single day is so good for SVIP. I think that's the biggest thing. The new event idea is wild. Only high-powered accounts can really play it. Takes away from Kingdom's KVK ability with its deads. I have to read over it. Well, what's you got deads or something? %40 of severely wounded units will instead be killed. Oh shoot, I see. So you have to buy return scrolls and stuff? Oh, that's kind of crazy. 5 million troops. How much troops is 5 million? I don't think I have 5 million. No, I don't. I thought that like I thought that you would get all your troops back after, or like 90% of your troops back or something. Oh, that's interesting. Spawn points, Supreme Circle, Supreme Spire. You know, chat, I'm actually gonna be casting this on the Rise of Kingdoms channel, so that should be pretty fun. Oh, these are only 60 days? Oh shoot, I thought this was permanent. I think it would be way cooler if it was permanent. Get 10 mil back with purchases, okay. How much VIP points? It's like, what? 3 mil? I forgot. I'm gonna be live when migration opens. No, probably not. I did an early stream because I'm gonna be picking up Miss Ploto later, and we're gonna be going out and about. I think there's gonna be a Kingsland though, right? With 1846. I'm not gonna be watching it on stream, but that should be pretty interesting for the rock community to watch for sure. Yeah. This is gonna be KVK to watch for sure. $18.46 versus $23.59. Gaines Gaming is gonna be streaming that one. Nice. I don't know when that. I don't even know when that opens, to be honest. But yeah, we're not gonna be streaming it. Gaines got it covered. Oh, 9 mil total. Oh wow. Yeah, that's a lot more than I thought it would be. By the way, I started making farm accounts. Bro, playing from scratch is like so tedious. I forgot the struggle. But yeah. Does anyone have any questions about the migration in particular? I can't really give any kingdom details. I'm sure there's going to be questions that you could ask. We got the kingdom leadership on for the podcast. It's going to be on this channel tomorrow. I forgot it was tomorrow. It's going to be on this channel tomorrow at 16:30 UTC. You're not getting SIP in the low spend unless you're a very high spend. Yeah, that's true. I was VIP 17 before coming to 60 GT, and now I'm SVIP, so. I mean, that was definitely one of the benefits of coming here. 100%. Is it able to see who wants to go where? I mean, we could do a video recap of it once everyone gets settled, but right now it's kind of hard to do that because like some players are still even deciding if they want to go, where they want to go. All I know is that there's a group, like Addy and a couple friends went over to 606. You know, Goldfish Kim, Irwin, a lot of players went over to... Wait, yeah, Goldfish Kim, Sihuki, those players went over to 2377. So. There you go. Nah, I like keeping my account unpiloted. I like keeping my account unpiloted. So, I just tell my kingdoms that I'm gonna be on for 18 to 20 hours, and then if that's not enough, then I guess I'm slacking. Yeah, kind of like you know, like during the off season of a sport, like the NBA, or like NBA is my example. Is like you see like where everyone went to. It'd be interesting. I'm sure I can make a video about that once. Like that video would probably be like once we get into once we get closer into KVK, because then we know that that roster that we have is currently gets constructed. Am I good on speeds? What I'm not good on is I'm not good on resources. With speeds, I'm at 1.4k, so we're slowly getting back up there. I think I started off at 1.2k, 1.3k. So as long as I'm at 2k before KVK starts, I should be okay. I'm at 26.1 billion KP. AC kingdoms are requiring you to give an account, your account to pilot. Yeah, that was also like a discussion that I had with kingdoms I was talking to. Is like, is piloting required? Like, if you're playing like 18 hours a day, I don't think you should need a pilot. But is that the real Fleisch? Yo, welcome back to Rock, by the way. Saw you started making content again, bro. But yeah, this is actually Ihara that made it. Ihara is the GOAT. She made so many content creators a little icon. But I think yours is still really cool. Maybe the Meat Boy looking around. Is Aang like an Arvix? I guess kind of. Arvix is the king of 2049. So, but he's kind of like an Arvix, or like kind of like the big whales that kind of collect accounts. Just collecting accounts left and right. All right, let me set out another rally. We got resin here. Shout out to Ruz, by the way, for being one of the sources of content when we were doing the events, whatchamacallit. This event. Spent money just for the channel. Wait, let's watch us pull something, chat. Watch us pull something. Ooh. Honestly, 20 tickets is not bad. It's not the worst. I could buy some speed ups. Yeah, he got scammed out of his Aussie dollars, but I mean, Cortex also spent in this event, but he got everything he wanted. He got all of the he got all of this, which was kind of crazy. He got all of this. Did they fix this yet? I can't tell because the blue board. Oh no, they didn't fix it. Not yet. It's not cropped properly. Yeah, this is all just cosmetic. I mean, I think this looks cool. I think this looks pretty cool, but I don't know. If it's gonna be that expensive, I'm... See, a lot of people are mad about the event. I actually don't mind it because if Lilith is gonna be making money off whale spending on cosmetics, and it makes the game better, like we continue getting the new crystal tech and we continue getting like these fun events and like I don't know. Like Lilith has to make money somehow, and if they're losing money on crystal tech spending but they're gaining money on cosmetics, like I think that's a fair trade. Cuz like the pay to win, this isn't pay to win, this is just pay to, I don't know. It's kind of like a League of Legends skin or a Valorant skin where it doesn't really impact the gameplay at all. It's just for the cosmetics, and if that's going to be how they make their money, I feel like that's better than forcing people to spend things or pay things or power creep or whatever. I'm not going to be streaming the 1846 Kingsland now. Maybe no, I'm busy. Yeah, never mind. I'm busy this weekend. That's why I started the stream early. Got everything but the city skin and 130 pulls. That's pretty good now. I just got my 2 pulls. I think Captain Shark's goated though. Captain Shark's this thing is so derpy looking that. Can you imagine like waking up getting 0'd, you see the report and then it's like a Captain Shark? Did Aang migrate out? No, not yet. I don't know if Aang's migrating out. We'll see. But yeah. Let me see if anyone's streaming. Kind of getting hungry. Oh, it's a new month. I guess I'll do that next stream. Should have done that at the beginning of this stream, Loki. Oh, Apple is still doing his birthday stream, huh? You already see where I was going? I'm staying at 960. Essentially, the stream was me talking about how I almost left, but then Cortex out of nowhere took King. Kind of want to stay with the boys. Like staying for 960 wasn't an option before, and now that it is, I'm going to be staying and helping out and being here for the rebuild. Should be fun. When's the next farmer or fighter? We gotta plan that, huh? It's gonna be off season, so maybe we could plan that for next week. Good point. Good point, Mr. Mike. Come 606. You know what's funny? 606 is actually one of the kingdoms that didn't message me. It's gonna be for content, for fun, and also just, you know, it's gonna be a new challenge. It's gonna be a new challenge. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the stream. I don't have anything else to say. We're gonna be editing it down to a video as always. Which should be posted tomorrow. Thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully I didn't clickbait too much. It's gonna be tough, but it should be a fun experience, and we're gonna be streaming it all the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and raid Oppo because it's his birthday stream. Go ahead and give him some love. Wait, is it working? There you go. Hashtag Ploto raid. And we'll catch you guys later. Peace.